how much money I was making, how much money I was wasting, where I wasn't spending enough money.
Purpose mind, got dreams in my sights, navigating life through all these nights. 20-something journey ain't no straight
Hi guys,
line.
so last year, per the usual crisis that happens sometime after I finish university, I also went down this rabbit hole of generally trying to improve the quality of my life. So I've used a lot of methods, tried a number of things, and in this video, I'm just going to be talking about 5 habits that actually did help improve my life in 2024, and I'm going to be bringing them with me into 2025. The first one in top of my list is planning. Prior to last year, I actually did do some type of planning with my Google Calendar. I'll try and input tasks or meetings, etc. But in the past year, it has been more intense and more structured. And when it comes to planning, honestly, there are so many videos online. But the best thing I can say about this is that you're going to have to try something. You're going to have to try to do something and then improve upon it. Because even if you go and buy a Notion template or try and follow someone's videos to the T, I don't think everybody's planning system is the same. But just the fact that you are willing or you make an effort to put in some sort of plan is going to really, really help you. And I realized that it also did help me to follow through a lot more with things because you have a structure in place, you have a system in place, you know what you are going by. So if you have a goal, you have something you want to do, and you plan around it, it's like you've created a roadmap that if you do A, B, C, and D, you are going to see an end product, you're going to see come into fruition. If you plan your days, there's a reason why you're planning your day in that manner. And so it just lets you know that, okay, this is the plan. If I'm able to be a great executor, if I can execute, I'm going to get whatever return I expect to see. So generally, yeah, planning really, really did help my life. And now I plan so many things, like planning the outfit you are going to wear the next day saves you from a lot of stress and feeling unsure about if you are going to look good or not looking put together at the end of the day. So yeah, planning is top on my list. Now, the second is journaling. When it comes to journaling, I honestly can't believe I was missing out on journaling. And if you've been journaling already, props to you because it's such a great habit. When I started initially, I was just using a spiral notebook. So, the first thing to note about journaling is it doesn't have to be fancy and there isn't a right way to journal. Just the fact that you are writing something about your day or about an event or about your dreams or about your goals, just the fact that you are writing or documenting in some form is good. There isn't a right way to journal. So just keep that at the back of your mind. Now, importance of journaling that I have seen. First thing is it stops you from ruminating on things. When I say ruminating, in my head, it's a synonym for overthinking. Sometimes events happen, and maybe because we are not processing it correctly, our brain just keeps on replaying the thing in our heads, right? Just keep on having it on loop in your head. But when you journal, once you've written it somewhere, it's like you are letting it go somewhere, go from your brain onto paper, onto whatever medium you are using. So it makes sure that all those background tabs in your mind, they are closing them. So when I write something on paper, it's like, okay, I've transferred this tab. So you have a clearer mind to think about other things and focus on other things. When journal, it's like you've pretty much addressed an issue to an extent and you can put it down somewhere. Also, it helps you keep a record of your days and you can understand certain patterns. Sometimes when I go back and I flip through my journal and I read, I understand more about myself. Because most of the time when I'm writing, it's in a narrative form, I'm just writing about my day. But when I read it later on, I'm like, okay, this person, which is Diane, is like this, and she likes these things, and these things trigger her. So you understand more about yourself, makes you more self-aware, helps you to understand patterns, and it's just nice generally having like a record of your life. When it comes to documenting, I do prefer my video diary, which I'll talk about some other time, to writing on paper. But it's also a very great way to document your life and key instances and key happenings, like things that happen that shift your thinking. It's such a great opportunity to journal them. And I would say one of my favorite parts is it helped me to see growth. There are things I wrote in March that I kept on writing about them, and then maybe by June they happened. And I'm like, okay, we started here and we ended here. It helps you see how you are changing, how you are growing as a person. So it's pretty much same with the patterns, but I just like the fact that I was watching myself grow on paper. It was just so beautiful. And last thing is, sometimes when we say journal, it is good to journal every day. But when I started, I was journaling at very infrequent intervals. So maybe it would be like every 2 days, or I'll journal this week and journal some 2 weeks later when something happened. But just try to start, and the consistency will pick up eventually. The third thing is tracking my finances. Let me calm down. I used to have these really, really bad spending habits, and by just tracking my finances, it has helped me save so much money, yes, but also see where I should be spending more money. Now, the thing is, what you don't track or what you don't measure, you can't change. What you don't track, you can't adjust. Things like that. Nice rhyme scheme. But basically, if you don't know where your money is going, you can't say you want to save more money or spend less money or spend more money in this area. So by tracking it, it will give me a very good picture about how much money I was making, how much money I was wasting, where I wasn't spending enough money, where I wasn't investing enough money, areas of my life I wasn't considering as much. So tracking your finances is great. I did start out with an Excel document and was documenting things daily, but now it's in Notion because I try and keep everything in one place now. But yeah, just by tracking your finances, it's a good way to improve your finances. I feel like it's actually the first step in personal finance. So make sure you're tracking your finances this year. Other thing I forgot to mention is that by tracking it, it made my purchases more intentional. I did mention I had an issue with my spending habits. So it's just the fact that I knew that I had to document and make accounts of how much money I was spending. It ended up reducing the number of impulse purchases I was making. And I realized that most of the time with impulse purchases, like if there's a sale going on, I see a really, really nice dress and I want to wear. Yes, there are opportunities where I might go out of my way and just still buy them. But most of those impulse purchases, I realize I'll end up buying things that aren't the best of the best quality or aren't even the best option at the end of the day. So yeah, tracking it helps you to build some intentionality in that aspect. Now, building routines. If you don't have any routines at all, you should have a morning routine and a nighttime routine. I got into the concept of routines when I was trying to improve upon my planning skills, and right now they've actually become like the basis for most of the things in my life. For example, my nighttime routine actually helps set me up for my mornings. So some things in it include reading my Bible, feeding my spirit, journaling, which I've spoken about already, planning my outfit for the next day, or just reviewing that it's ready, going over my plan, or making notes of like key points I want to do in the next day. Just having a nighttime routine around that and making sure I go to bed early, etc. It helps set me up for my morning. So my mornings aren't rushed and I can have a calm and relaxing morning routine by virtue of having a nighttime routine. Now, routines aren't just daily. There are things you have to do weekly. If it's about cleaning your room, your space, or setting time on a weekend to plan for the week, weekly routines are also key. Monthly routines, especially for maintenance and stuff like that, or quarterly routines if you are someone who plans quarterly. So routines are so important, and I feel like they are little keys in which you can keep your habits and ensure that you're actually on track with the things you want to do. The final thing I'm going to speak about is decluttering. Decluttering is not just limited to clothes or physical items, though they are a big part, but something like social media. At the start of the year, you can look at the people you are following and realize you are following so many people who are feeding into your thoughts or pushing their ideas into your mind every single day. Ask yourself periodically, are these people you still align with? Are these people you still interact with? Are these people who should still be there? Because even though we are all trying to make some steps to avoid doom scrolling and spend so much time on social media, we end up doing it. So if you are spending time there, make sure that the people who are there, the people you are interacting with, are actually people who are helping you out. So yeah, you should definitely do a social media cleanse of some sort with the pages you are following, who you are interacting with. Physically, a closet declutter is so important, especially if you want to improve upon your personal style. Because if there are items there that you want to step away from, if you don't take them out just by virtue of them being there, you're just going to keep on wearing them repeatedly, and your style is never really going to like grow or change or evolve. So decluttering encompasses a number of areas, but it's actually a great habit to incorporate. So yeah, these are the 5 habits I want to share today. If there are any habits you think are important and I could also incorporate into my life, do let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.